Manningham. Are we ready to get started?
I'm going to turn it up. Can you hear him okay?
I can hear you.
Yes. Okay, we can get started.
All right. We got everybody that we need?
We are missing Mechanical Management, Inc., Robert John Neal, and Francisco Scala.
All right. I show Mechanical Management and Robert John Neal as having paid.
Yes.
So I guess we don't need them. All right. All right. If everyone's ready, let's go ahead and bring this proceeding to order. This is the Town of Oakland, Florida's School Speed Zone Special Magistrate hearing. This proceeding is getting underway at 2 p.m. on June 17, 2026, as scheduled. My name is John Van Lanningham, and I am serving today as the town's local hearing officer for the school zone speed enforcement program. And we have a number of cases on the agenda today. I understand that we do have the petitioners. Are they in the audience? They're off camera now. They're
Yes,
out.
sir.
And when they are called, where will they go? Right up
beside you,
here?
sir. Right,
Okay.
yes, sir.
All right. All right, very good. Well, let me give a brief introduction to the proceedings then for the benefit of the petitioners who are here. Again, my name is John Van Lanningham. I'm a state administrative law judge. I am serving today, as mentioned, as a hearing officer for the Town of Oakland's School Speed Zone Enforcement Program. This is an administrative hearing conducted under Section 316.1896 Florida statutes. At the request of each petitioner scheduled for hearing today, we have convened this proceeding to contest the notices of violation you've received. You are a petitioner by definition if you receive the notice from the town of Oakland's Police Department citing you for exceeding the posted school zone speed limit by at least or by more than 10 miles per hour, as evidenced by a speed detection system, and you requested this hearing. My responsibility is to decide whether the town has proved that the notice of violation should be upheld under the governing law. The issue before me is not whether the automated enforcement program is a good policy or whether the penalties are too harsh or there are circumstances that might make enforcement seem unfair. My duty is limited solely to deciding whether a violation is established in your case. Pursuant to the statute, a violation may be enforced through this program only during certain school-related time periods and only if the vehicle is traveling more than 10 miles per hour above the speed limit that was in effect at the time. The town will present its evidence first, including testimony from the traffic infraction enforcement officer and the photographs, video, and speed data. You will then have an opportunity to testify, present any evidence of your own, and explain why you contend that the violation notice should be dismissed. The law provides that the photographs or video and the vehicle's speed is captured and detected by the speed detection system create what the statute refers to as a rebuttable presumption, which means that the town's photographic evidence and speed data are legally sufficient to establish the violation unless you present other persuasive evidence showing that the notice should not be upheld. If the evidence is in dispute, I will decide the case based upon the evidence that I find to be more reliable and persuasive. This is a non-criminal proceeding, which means that while you might be found liable for a traffic infraction, you will not be found guilty of a crime. Unlike a criminal prosecution, therefore, which requires proof beyond a reasonable doubt, in this case, preponderance of the evidence is sufficient to establish the speeding violation you've been charged with. Formal rule of evidence do not apply, but due process does apply. All testimony will be taken under oath, and this hearing is being recorded. If the town proves the violation, I must uphold it. If the town does not prove the violation, I must dismiss it. If the notice is upheld, the statutory penalty is $100, and the town also seeks $50 in municipal costs. No points are assessed against your driver license for a violation enforced under this program, and such a violation may not be used for insurance rating purposes. All right, before we begin, why don't I get everyone sworn in, and then we can begin calling the individual hearings. So, all of you who expect to testify today, if you would, please raise your right hands. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you'll give today will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
All right. Why don't we begin calling the cases in?
Click on.
First person, sir, is going to be Ashley Nicole Boyd.
Please come.
Test, test. Is that good? Okay, so I wrote a letter. Greetings, my name is Ashley Boyd, and I'm a longtime resident of the Winter Garden, Oakland area. I reside at 1350 Union Club Drive, Winter Garden, Florida. This is regarding citation number OK100000785. I have lived in this community since I was around 6 months old and have a strong interest in the safety of our local schools, students, and residents. I understand the importance of school zone speed enforcement cameras and support their use when enforcement is applied consistently, transparently, and in accordance with the information provided to the public. After
Ms.
reviewing
Boyd?
the citation
Ms.
and
Boyd?
supporting materials,
Ms.
I
Boyd?
respectfully requested a hearing to challenge this violation for the following reasons. The time of the alleged violation, number one was the time of the alleged violation. So the alleged violation occurred at 2:42 p.m.
Ms.
on
Boyd?
Thursday. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, but
Oh.
why don't we hear from the town first, from the officer? Let's go ahead and get the case in chief in place first, and then we'll come back to you and hear your evidence and arguments. Okay?
Okay.
Because right now I haven't heard the case, so
Sure.
you're getting ahead. You're getting
I
ahead
was,
of me.
yeah.
You know more about it than I do. So let me ask the town to proceed first, if you would.
Yes, sir. On Thursday, February 19th, 2026, at approximately 2:42 p.m., a Ford bearing a Florida registration of 79DBA, registered to Ashley Nicole Boyd, was photographed by a portable speed monitoring system while traveling along the 500 block of Oakland Avenue westbound at a speed of 31 miles per hour. The posted speed limit is 20 miles per hour. The photo enforcement, school zone, and speed limit signs are posted along the 500 block of Oakland Avenue westbound. Calibration tests were conducted at the beginning and at the end of the unit's operation period to ensure that the unit was functioning properly, and it was, Your Honor. The self-test verification and annual calibration certificates are present in court today. All these events occurred in the town of Oakland.
All right, thank you, officer. And Ms. Boyd, did you have any questions for the officer?
No, not at this time.
All right, so I will receive then in evidence the photographic evidence that has been provided to me, which I'm required to review under the statute. And Ms. Boyd, you may proceed now.
Okay. Do you want me to start from the beginning or where I left off?
Why don't you start where you left off? I've got the
Okay.
beginning part.
So yeah, after reviewing the citation and supporting materials, I respectfully requested hearing to challenge this violation for the following reasons. Number one, the time of the alleged violation. So the alleged violation occurred at 2:42 p.m. on Thursday, February 9th, 2026. According to the published dismissal schedule for Oakland Charter School, students are dismissed at 3 p.m. with VPK dismissal at 3:15 p.m. and parent pickup occurring after 3 p.m. except on Wednesdays. Based on the school's published schedule, which I have Exhibit A, students are not released prior to 3 p.m. Number two, the alleged violation is not consistent with the Oakland School Zone enforcement criteria stated in the frequently asked questions. The Oakland School Enforcement Frequently Asked Questions document, which I have here as Exhibit B, states the cameras are enforcing during school hours when children are going to or from school, as indicated by flashing lights in the school zone. This statement identifies two conditions that appear to be required for enhanced school zone enforcement. Number one, children must be going to or from school, and the flashing school zone lights must be active. Neither condition is supported by the evidence provided with the citation. As a result, the timing of the citation does not appear to be consistent with the FAQ's statement that enforcement occurs when children are going to or from school. While the FAQ specifically states that enforcement is indicated by flashing school zone lights, there's no evidence has been provided demonstrating that the flashing lights were active at 2:42 p.m., such as video footage. Without video evidence or other documentation confirming that the flashing lights were active, a driver has no meaningful opportunity to verify whether the condition required for enforcement was present. Overall, based on the foregoing, I respectfully request dismissal of this citation because of the following reasons. The alleged violation occurred prior to the school's published dismissal time. The timing of the citation does not appear to be consistent with the Oakland School Zone Enforcement Frequently Asked Questions statement that enforcement occurs when children are going to or from school. The evidence provided does not substantiate the two conditions identified in the FAQ as triggering enforcement, that children are going to or from school and that the flashing lights are active. Accordingly, I respectfully request that this citation be dismissed. I appreciate your time and consideration of this matter and respectfully request a fair review of the facts and supporting documentation. Thank you.
Right. I'm sorry. I got an interruption there. Go ahead.
Do I need to repeat it?
Just give me that last piece there.
Oh, well, just the overall, all the points or?
No, just your last sentence there. I missed the last
Oh,
couple
the
of
last.
them.
So yeah, just accordingly, I respectfully request that this citation be dismissed. I appreciate your time and consideration of this matter and respectfully request a fair review of the facts and supporting documentation. Thank you.
All right. Let me ask, does the town have any questions for Ms. Boyd?
No, sir.
All right. Let me come back to the officer then just to clarify the record as to a couple of points that have been raised in the defense. I believe the school was identified as what, the Oakland Charter School? Is that what you said, Ms. Boyd?
Charter school, yes, sir.
Okay. And is that the school, officer?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and a question's been raised about the time, I guess the timing question. What was the applicable school-related enforcement period at approximately 2:42 p.m. that day? I think the defense testimony was, Boyd's testimony, the school was in session prior to dismissal.
Yes, sir. It falls under a full day, which means a full day, morning is from 7:25 to 7:35, and the afternoon falls between 2:25 and 3:35, sir.
2:20, that's still in session during school?
That's when the cameras start. Yes, sir. It's still in session.
Okay. And is there a different speed limit at different times during the school day?
Yes, sir. Between those times I just read you, it's 20 miles an hour. And between the times, it's 35, sir.
Okay, and just so I'm clear and the record's clear, at 2:42 p.m. On February 19th, based on the time of the day relative to the school session at the Oakland Charter School, it was a 20-mile-per-hour speed limit. That's your testimony?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Oh, okay. And Ms. Boyd, do you have any, do you dispute that the speed limit was 20 miles per hour at that time?
Well, I'm not aware. I was going off of basically the timeframe that states on their Oakland School Zone enforcement, which is the frequently asked questions, that the enforcement of the ticketing for this is through when kids are going to and from school, which is dismissal, which is 3 p.m. or later. So I'm not aware of the speed limit being different before 3 p.m. So that's something new to me. I'm just going off of what the enforcement rules are that are on the Oakland Police document
All right, I haven't,
for enforcement, yeah.
I know you've referred to it. I haven't seen the exact language in the frequently asked questions. I'm familiar with the statute, but not the FAQs. So let me ask the officer, is there a discrepancy that you're aware of between the frequently asked questions and the statutory provisions concerning the enforcement periods during the school day?
Not that I'm aware of, sir.
All right. And can you just read me again, Ms. Boyd, exactly the language that you're referring to in the FAQ?
Oh, sure. Okay. So there's 3 pages to it. So the one section says, when are the cameras enforcing? It's a question mark. And then it says the cameras are enforcing during school hours when children are going to or from school, as indicated by flashing lights in the school zone. And then I went to the actual Oakland Charter page and have their time of when they get dismissed.
Okay. So,
Kids are-
uh, but it doesn't say, all right. Does the town have any further response to that?
No, sir, just that the lights kick on at, the flashing lights kick on at 7:25, like I said, to 8:35. And then 2:25 to 8:30, to 3:35, sir.
Is when the lights are on?
Yes, sir, and the cameras.
Okay. All right. Are the cameras just from my knowledge, do the cameras run during the time that school is in session, but outside those specific periods, the beginning of the school day and the discharge of school?
They run all day, sir.
They run all day. Okay. But the
Yes, sir.
flashing lights are only during those periods when the speed limit is down to 20 miles an hour?
Yes, sir.
Okay, got it. All right.
I
Any-
also have photographs of the signage, sir.
All right. Why don't we go ahead and take a look at those just so the record it's clear on that?
Yeah, they're in the
They're in a binder, sir.
Oh,
show you
Yeah,
exactly.
I don't know how to. No, sir.
There's what the officer is trying to show. There's the posted speed limit times that we have up at each school. So, yeah, so the systems are there in the black and white for each one of the schools.
We can't hear you. You're trying to talk to him.
We're trying to figure out how we could show the speed limit. What the officer has present. Locations, at each location. Posted sign.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
I think I pushed the button and turned it off. Oh, so what I was saying was, what the officer is trying to show you is that we have pictures of each location, and at each location as you enter the school zone and on the side streets, there's a posted sign that also indicates the time at which the flashing lights do enforce. The flashing light times were programmed before the systems. So what we have there is that we show that the times match the flashing light times, and then actually for the systems ourselves, what we do is we give the cameras a 2-minute buffer, even after the enforcement time starts. So it's supposed to be 7:30 to the first session is 7:30. I could look at the slide. 7:30 to 3:30 is the entire enforcement time. The flashing lights do start 5 minutes prior to that, prior to even enforcement starting. And then we also, on our end, we provide a 2-minute buffer after that. So the cameras actually don't start enforcing until 7:32. So technically you have a 7-minute buffer before the cameras start enforcing, compared to the flashing light times.
All right, very good. Anything else, Ms. Boyd?
Well, I guess I just wanted to kind of go back to, because when I got the initial ticket, I was a little surprised because I do remember when I went through there and there was no activity. It was really quiet on the street. And, didn't, see anything flashing. So there's no video evidence of the light actually flashing. But when they just mentioned that the enforcement of the, I forgot what you exactly said. So the enforcement on their sign says 7:30 to 3:30, but it's just different from the actual police document that says Oakland School Zone Enforcement Frequently Asked Questions. So the reason why I'm here today was really just to kind of go back to help clarify when they actually enforce that. So if it's really being enforced all day, then I think that the document should be edited to clarify that to the public when they go and look for clarification online. Just seems to be a variance when it's stating, that's enforced when children are going to and from school.
Well, I don't think that FAQ is inconsistent with what the statute provides. The 20 mile per hour speed limit is in effect for periods at the beginning of the school day and at the end of the school day for that, roughly 60-minute window that's been discussed. I guess that would be the period when children are going to and from school. During the school day, it's also camera enforced, but the speed limit's higher, as we've heard. From the language that you read to me out of the frequently asked questions, it didn't sound inconsistent to me with the statutory requirements or the testimony, just not as specific is how it sounds to me in terms of leaving out the specific time periods that camera is enforcing the 20 mile per hour speed limit. All right. Well, on this one, I'm going to find, based on the evidence presented, including the testimony and the exhibits, that the town has established the cited violation in this case by a preponderance of the evidence. I think the evidence does establish that the vehicle was traveling 31 miles per hour in a 20 mile per hour speed zone at the time it was traveling past the school. So I will uphold the notice. The petitioner, Ms. Boyd, will be responsible for the $100 civil penalty and the town's $50 municipal costs. Does the town have anything further on this one?
No, sir.
Ms. Boyd, do you have any questions?
No questions, no questions. Yeah, thank you.
Well, thank you for coming in, Ms. Boyd. I appreciate your presentation, and you're free to go.
All right, thank you, appreciate it. You announce?
Joshua McMillan.
Then if you can start here once he sits down.
Good afternoon, Mr. McMillan. Can you hear me all right?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Very good. Let's hear from the town first, and then we'll come back to you. And officer, you'd get us started, please.
Yes, sir. On Monday, December 15th of 2025 at approximately 2:47 p.m., a Honda bearing a Florida registration of 77 Delta India Charlie Mike registered to Joseph Mark McMillan was photographed by a portable speed monitoring system while traveling along the 500 block of Oakland Avenue westbound at a speed of 33 miles per hour. The posted speed limit is 20 miles per hour. The photo enforcement, school zone, and speed limit signs are all posted along the 500 block of Oakland Avenue westbound. Calibration tests were conducted at the beginning and at the end of the unit's operational period to ensure the unit was functioning properly, and it was, Your Honor. The self-test verification and annual calibration certificates are present in court today. All of these events occurred in the town of Oakland, sir.
All right, very good. Mr. McMillan, do you have any questions for the officer?
I'd just like to see the video along with the flashing lights because I don't believe the lights were flashing at that time that day.
All right. Officer, can you show the video?
Yes, sir, but in the video, it doesn't have the blinking lights, sir.
It doesn't have the flashing lights because I don't believe they were flashing. Also, the posted times and speed limits are within the school zone. So even at slowing down, you would be speeding at the regular speed of 35 before at the moment you can actually visibly read where it comes to 20 miles an hour. I think the placement is extremely poor of all the signage and it's misrepresented with the flashing lights and timing. Heading from Winter Garden, when Platt Street turns into Oakland Avenue, there is no time until you get right into the school zone. If the lights are flashing, that's one thing, but it's not, the lights weren't flashing that day. Heading would be eastbound from Oakland towards Winter Garden is the direction I was traveling that day, and I don't believe the lights were flashing.
Sir, here's the video of the. Okay. All right, sir.
So
Go ahead, go ahead. We have signage, sir, at all four areas, both as you're coming down Oakland Avenue in the 400 block and the 500 block. And we have it on the side streets that have the times from 7:30 to 3:30. And it also has the 20 mile per hour, 7:30 times on it.
Mr. McMillan, did you have any other questions for the officer?
I think the proof is the flashing lights. That's those are the predated signals for these cameras and what is abided by when they're flashing. I don't believe they were flashing at that time. These cameras, I know you said you're not here to determine whether or not it's a good policy. I think these are unconstitutional, just like they were ruled in Broward County for red light cameras in March of this year, that the burden of proof is being put on us to prove ourselves innocent instead of the police department having the burden of proof to prove us guilty. The camera is the camera, but there's no documentation that the lights were flashing, which is the main indicator of the time for the speed zones change.
All right. And let me, anything else that you wanted to add?
That is all.
All right. Let me just ask the officer, just so the record is clear, in this instance, were the school zone speed limit signs and photo enforcement signs posted for traffic traveling in the cited direction at this location?
I missed that, sir. Could you repeat that?
Were there, were the speed limit signs and photo enforcement signs posted for traffic traveling in the direction of Mr. McMillan's vehicle at the time of the violation?
Yes, sir.
All right. Now, Mr. McMillan contends that there were no flashing beacons. Do you have any information as to whether there were flashing beacons or not?
Yes, sir. They kick on we have it scheduled where they come on 5 minutes earlier. So that way when at 7:30, they are on at 7:30, right at 7:30. And the same for the 2 o'clock.
But the signage is always posted, is that right?
Yes, sir.
And that puts the motorist on notice of the school zone speed limit and photo enforcement?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
The photo says school speed limit 20, when flashing, speeding fines doubled. There is no time frame within the first instance of signage And I did not see the lights flashing that day. And I don't believe they have evidence that the lights were flashing, indicating that time. Within the school the school zone, for years, these signs have been up indicating that time when flashing. They weren't flashing that day, and I believe the proof, the that they need to prove that they were flashing to indicate that I was within that window, because it's either and it's not this or that, because they have different signs that read differently. And the
Right.
main signage, the first one you come to, says school speed limit 20 when flashing, and it was not flashing that day. It doesn't have anything to do with the time. The times, the 7:30 to 8:30 signage, it says 20 miles per hour, 7:30 to 8:30, in a very small font, to be completely honest. And they're within the speed zone, like within the school speed zone. So by the time you can read them, if you're going 35, you cannot get under 10 miles an hour in the amount of time once you can read them. I think they're terribly located. They should be at the same location before the intersection where the flashing lights are. I don't believe they were posted. I don't believe the lights were flashing that day. And I think that the burden is on the city to prove they were.
Are you saying that the times were posted, but you couldn't read them because they were too small?
Yes.
Or that the times are not posted? Well, I'm just to make sure that I'm clear on what you're saying.
There's multiple signage. The oldest signage that is the furthest from, so the first signs you get to is the 20 mile per hour when lights are flashing. The lights weren't flashing. Within the school zone, there are more signage that are much smaller font that say the time, but by the time you can read them, you're already speeding. If the lights aren't flashing, telling you to slow down, by the time you can read the new signage, you're already speeding because it's 35. If it's not, so you're going 35 miles an hour. You see that the lights aren't flashing. It's not the school zone. But then you get close enough to that sign and you say, oh my goodness, I'm going 35. Slam on my brakes to get down to 20. You don't have time to adjust. You're already inside that zone. If the lights aren't flashing with the initial wider zone, by the time you can see the times and the speed limit reduction, it's too late. You're already speeding. They're not at the same location. There's not the grace period that you need to slow down.
All right. Well, I'm not sure the statute speaks about grace periods, but let me just ask the officer. So there are kind of two issues here. One is, does the signage post the time frames when the speed limit is at 20 miles per hour? I think the petitioner is saying that it does, although he's complaining that it doesn't do so sufficiently. And two, there's a dispute about whether the beacons were flashing. With regard to that latter issue, I think that becomes probably not an issue if the times are posted on the signs. So if you could just walk me through that so the record is clear. Is there any independent evidence that the beacons were flashing? And two, can you speak to the issue of what the signs say with respect to the times when the 20 mile per hour speed limit is enforced?
Yes, sir. The signage does have the times on it and the speed, where it says speed limit photo enforced 7:30 to 3:30, except on Wednesdays it's 7:30 to, I think it's 2:30. And then it has 20 miles per hour and it goes into the breaking down of the times.
That's on the side streets because there's no flashing lights on the side streets. As you turn off the side street, we wanted to make sure that we notify citizens that when they turn into the school zone, that the posted times are there, because the flashing light will be behind them at that point.
I'm sorry, you're kind of breaking up on me. Can you say that again?
I'm sorry. The signs with the posted time that says 20 miles an hour are on the side streets as you turn into the enforcing road onto Oakland Avenue. That's because if a citizen is driving in between the school zone, they most likely probably wouldn't see the flashing lights. So we ended up posting this actual signs or the times of which the lights are flashing or on the sign itself.
Sir, I also have a picture of this speed limit photos forced where you could actually see the blinking sign in the distance. So you actually see the sign with the times first before you see the beacon.
The way it's set up, it says speed limit photo enforced, then it tells you the times in which we enforce the full time from morning to afternoon. And then after that, then you approach the flashing light beacon where it says 20 miles an hour when flashing, and then the system is after that.
All right, very good. All right, Mr. McMillan, do you have anything else?
That's it.
No.
All right, so I'll receive the town's exhibits and evidence. That would be the photos and videos that have been submitted from the enforcement cameras based on the video evidence and photographic evidence and the testimony I've heard. I'm going to find that the greater weight of the evidence does support the violation. So I will uphold the notice of violation along with the $100 fine that it carries. Will also assess municipal cost in the amount of $50. I do think, Mr. McMillan, that the flashing beacons are not statutorily required if the times are posted. I think the evidence is sufficient here to persuade me that the beacons were flashing, but there seems to be no dispute that the time frames for the 20-mile-per-hour enforcement are posted. I understand that you don't believe they're sufficiently posted to warn the motorist, but I don't think the statute is that specific, and it's I think the persuasive evidence that I've heard suggests to me that those timeframes can be observed if you're paying attention. So I'll find that this one is upheld as stated. Just to tell me anything else on this one?
I did have one other question. Was that a half day of school for Oakland Charter? Because it was the week before Christmas break. That's the other consideration I had, that was school even in session the latter half of that day?
All right. Well, I mean, the time to bring that up would have been during the hearing, but officer, are you able to answer that question?
One second, Your Honor.
I know there was school, but I was just wondering if that was a half day because it was the week leading into Christmas break.
Yeah, it was a full day. December 19th was the half day.
I was just wondering. I couldn't remember.
All right. Well, this is December 15th. Thanks for coming, Mr. McMillan.
Miss Noreen Elizabeth Phillips.
Good afternoon, Ms. Phillips. Can you hear me all right?
Yes.
All right, very good. Let me ask the town to get us started, officer. If you'd go ahead and present, I guess we've got 4 citations for this petitioner, so we can take them one at a time.
One at a time, sir. Okay. On Thursday, November 6th, 2025, at approximately 7:38 a.m., a Toyota bearing Florida registration of RJV V91 registered to Noreen Elizabeth Phillips was photographed by a portable speed monitor system while traveling along the 500 block of Oakland Avenue westbound at a speed of 31 miles per hour. The posted speed limit is 20 miles per hour. The photo enforcement, school zone, and speed limit signs are posted along the 500 block of Oakland Avenue westbound. Calibration tests were conducted at the beginning and at the end of the unit's operational period to ensure the unit was functioning properly, and it was, Your Honor. The self-test verification and annual calibration certificates are present in court today, and all of these events occurred in the town of Oakland.
All right, thank you, officer. Do you have any questions for the officer, Ms. Phillips?
No, not at this time.
All right. Do you have any testimony or evidence you would like to present?
Yes. So when I received this ticket, it was around the time all the signage was changing. I have driven this road every day for 5 years because my son goes to school in Winter Garden. And the original sign said that it was 7:45 to 8:45 and 2:45 to 3:15. That sign now says no left turn during those times into the school, that you have to use the car line. And there was no signage stating it started at 7:30. I also know for a fact the lights were not flashing. Now, since then, the signage has been added and the lights do perfectly flash. My concern is even when they put the signs up, there was nothing to show you that things were changing in that particular school zone. They put up stop signs and they put bright orange flags on the side of them. So I just think they should have done the same thing with the school zone sign.
All right. Just so I'm clear, you're saying that on the date in question of this violation, November 6, 2025, the signage was in place, but it reflected
No, the
change.
new signage was not up. It was the old signage in November. And the lights were not flashing like they do now.
And what was the issue with the old signage? You say it gave different times?
It was different. It was different. It said 7:45 to 8:45 and 2:15 to 3:30, I believe. Or
Uh,
2:30 to 3:45. But it was a different signage. It wasn't until they started changing all of the school zones to start 30 minutes to 15 minutes ahead that all of the schools started started changing the signage. I also noticed they changed the signage for the Tildenville Road school zone as well.
All right. Well, other than your testimony, do you have any other evidence concerning what the signage looked like and said on November the 6th?
No, because after I got all of my tickets, that was the same day they changed the signage.
What day was that?
Whatever the last day, the last ticket that came in, December 21st or 22nd, I don't remember.
All right. So your testimony is that between November the 6th, 2025 and somewhere around December 21 or 22 of 2025, the old signage was in place, which had a starting time of 7:45, uh, not 7:30 or 7:35.
Correct. Yes, and the lights did not flash. They do now. They absolutely do now, and they start at 7:25. And they do flash for dismissal as well. But back then, they did not.
When do you contend that the lights started flashing?
Probably a week after I received all my tickets was the first time I saw them.
Sometime in December of 2025?
Yes. Yes.
All right. Well, let me go back to the town and ask, officer, if you can address those issues. This is the first time hearing about different signage, and so, is there any evidence, or, any testimony that the town would like to offer on that point?
1 second, Your Honor. Your Honor,
Yes.
the company is saying that it was changed before the 7th. Changed after the 7th?
Changed when?
I don't have a copy of when exactly it was changed with me at hand, but I know it was the old time. What I have here, the old time was present.
You got to break it up on me. You need to
Sorry,
speak.
I have up at the time that was the old time was posted up until the 7th, at least the 7th. I don't. I'm looking to see exactly what day it was. I don't have that with me right now.
Do you know what the old signage said?
Yes, I do. The old sign did have the 8:45 time.
7:40.
7:45. I'm sorry.
7:45? All right. So,
So, sorry,
yeah,
Your Honor. I just have a message here from our team, from the chief. Uh, our our company informed the chief that the signs were in on November 7th. November 8th. I'm sorry, November 8th.
November 8th. So starting on November 8th, the signage moved the the 20-mile-per-hour enforcement period back to 7:25 a.m. from 7:45 a.m.
Went from 7:45 a.m. enforcement back to 7:30.
30, yeah.
And
So,
I'll read you the email that was emailed to the chief. It says, our field team confirmed that they will be able to replace the signs on Monday morning. Monday morning would have been this is 7th, so 8, it would be the 10th. Because you got the email was sent on Friday,
so it's on November 10th.
November 10th.
The new
Yes,
sign was installed that moved the enforcement window for the 20-mile-per-hour speed limit back to 7:30 a.m.
that is correct.
Okay, and I guess Ms. Phillips, you think it's 7:25? I don't know that that's material, at least on this particular citation.
I never saw the new signs until December.
And all right. What about the flashing lights? Were there the petitioners testified that there were no flashing lights on November the 6th with the old signage. Any testimony on that?
Yes, sir. I know that we have a computer program that they start at 7:30.
Okay, was that true on November the 6th?
So start at 7:25, sir.
The flashing lights.
Yes, sir.
And was that true on November the 6th
Um,
of 2025?
This is the citation. It was November. Citation was on November 13th, right?
Yes, sir. By this, there was nothing going on, so the lights should have been on.
The lights should have been on November the 6th as of 7:25, but the signage said that the enforcement of 20 miles per hour started at 7:45?
No,
Oh,
Yeah,
For
for,
that.
for the November 6th date, yes, sir.
yes, I mean the lights were on at 7:25, but the sign said enforcement of 20 miles per hour at 7:45, starting at
Yes, sir.
7:45. All right. Well, this one's a little confusing. However, well, first of all, Miss Phillips, do you have anything else?
No, that's all.
All right. Does the town have anything else on this one?
No, sir, not on this one.
All right. Well, on this one, I'll receive the town's exhibits in evidence, and I have no doubt, and I believe the greater weight of the evidence that demonstrates that the petitioner's vehicle was traveling at 31 miles an hour at 7:35 a.m. on November the 6th through the school zone. Um, the issue in this case is whether at that time there was proper signage reflecting that the 20-mile-per-hour speed limit was in force at that time. And the petitioners testified that there was an old sign then that had a starting time of 7:45, and that has been corroborated by the town's evidence as well, which uh, is to the effect that the new signage was replaced on or put in place or put in service on November the 10th, which was a few days later. There's testimony that the flashing lights would have been on, but the signage apparently indicates that the 7:45 is when the 20-mile-per-hour speed limit begins to be enforced. At least that might be confusing. I'm not sure with the lights flashing and then the sign telling you 7:45. So in this case, the driver's coming through at 7:38 a.m., which is a few minutes obviously before 7:45. On this particular case, then I'll dismiss based on the confusion about the starting time of the 20-mile-per-hour enforcement. I don't think it's established by the greater weight that there was sufficient signage posted to notify the motorist that at 7:38 a.m. she could be ticketed for traveling in excess of 20 miles per hour. I just think there's some confusion here based on the evidence I've heard about the signage. And apparently its signage was in the process of being replaced right around this time this violation occurred. But I'll go ahead and dismiss this one on that basis. Let's move on to the next one. We have a few more for this petitioner.
Yes, sir. On Thursday, November 13th, 2025, at approximately 7:39, a Toyota bearing Florida registration of RJV V91 registered to Noreen Elizabeth Phillips was photographed by a portable speed monitoring system while traveling along the 500 block of Oakland Avenue westbound at a speed of 31 miles per hour. The posted speed limit is 20 miles per hour. The photo enforcement school zone and speed limit signs are posted along the 500 block of Oakland Avenue westbound. Calibration tests were conducted at the beginning at the end of the unit's operational period to ensure the unit was functioning properly. And it was, Your Honor. The self-test verification and annual calibration certificates are present in court today, and all these events occurred in the town of Oakland.
And let me just clarify, then we'll go back to Ms. Phillips on this one. I'm looking at the photo number 2, and it's showing a speed of 32 miles an hour. I think you said 31. I just wanted to make sure we're looking at the same one here. This is 11/12/2025 at 7:39 a.m.
Yeah, 11:13, sir.
11:13. Oh, maybe hold on. Make sure I got the right one. There are several here. 11:13. Okay. 11:13, 7:39 a.m. Speed 31 miles an hour. Okay. Make sure I got the right one. 7:3. So this is the citation ending in 421.
Yes, sir. Let me verify that.
Yeah, I just want to make sure I got the right one here. Sorry, Ms. Phillips, so there are several here.
Not the video I was looking. What citation were you looking for, sir?
It looks like I'm
11:13.
clicking on
It was, ending in 421, sir.
421. Yeah, that's what I've got. Okay. All right, so I've got that. I've got that in front of me. 31 in a 20-mile-per-hour zone at 7:39 a.m. on 11/13/2025. Ms. Phillips, do you have any questions for the officer?
No, not at this time.
All right. So, is there any testimony or evidence that you would like to present?
I will believe them and say that that they say the signs were changed. I'm not going to tell them they were wrong. Maybe I wasn't paying attention, but I will stand by the fact that those lights were not flashing.
We have we have evidence. We have a timestamp photo sent to the chief that says the signs were changed on the 10th for that.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll accept the evidence that the signs were changed on November the 10th. And that beginning on that date and thereafter the warning is given that the speed limit 20 mile per hour speed limit will be enforced uh, starting at 7:30. I can't hear you, ma'am. If
No, he was showing me the photo
Oh.
of the sign, and I said I believe them that the signs were changed, and maybe I wasn't paying attention. I've driven that road for so long, maybe I didn't realize, but I always, always, always look for those lights, and they were not flashing.
Okay. Well, the signage provides sufficient notice. If the signs are sufficient to give you the time frame that the 20 mile per hour limit is enforced, then the beacons don't necessarily, then don't need to be flashing. That's an alternative method, but if the signage gives you the notice of the posted limit, then and the time frames is enforced, then the beacons don't need to flash. I mean, obviously, it's preferable that they do flash, but and there's some evidence that they are, but of course your testimony is that they aren't. I don't need to find that one way or the other because the signage is sufficient. So I'll receive the town's exhibits, the photographic evidence, photographs and videos and evidence. And based on the testimony that I've heard and that evidence, I'll uphold this notice of violation as supported by the greater weight. This one does fall after November the 10th, unlike the first one, and therefore is distinguished by that fact. Even though the time here is 7:39, it is after the point in time when the signage adjusted the 20 mile per hour speed limit enforcement period. So I'll uphold that along with that $100 fine. I'm going to reserve on the cost issue until we've heard the other cases, and we'll come back to the costs in this and any other citation that might be available. We still have, I think, two more to look at. So why don't we take up the next one?
All right, sir. I'm sorry I skipped that one. I'm going to go to the ending in 415.
Got it.
I'm sorry, sir. I got booted out of the system.
It's okay.
On Thursday, November, no, sorry. There it is. On Wednesday, November 12th, 2025, at approximately 7:39, a Toyota bearing Florida registration of RJVV91 registered to Noreen Elizabeth Phillips was photographed by a portable speed monitoring system while traveling along the 500 block of Oakland Avenue westbound at a speed of 32 miles per hour. The posted speed limit is 20 miles per hour. The photo enforcement school zone and speed limit signs are posted along the 500 block of Oakland Avenue westbound. Calibration tests were conducted at the beginning and at the end of the unit's operational period to ensure the unit was functioning properly, and it was, Your Honor. The self-test verification and annual calibration certificate are present in court today, and all of these occurred in the town of Oakland.
All right, thank you. Officer, do you have any questions for the officer, Ms. Phillips?
No,
Do you have any testimony or evidence that you would like to present?
no.
All right, then I'll receive the town's exhibits consisting of the photographic evidence from the cameras into evidence at this time. Based on the testimony and the images received, I will find that the greater weight of the evidence does support the notice of violation in this case. So I'll uphold the citation and the $100 fine that it carries. I'm going to reserve on the cost until we have heard all of the cases involving this petitioner. I think we've got one more citation.
On Tuesday, November 18th, 2025, at approximately 7:38 a.m., a Toyota bearing a Florida registration of RJV V91 registered to Noreen Elizabeth Phillips was photographed by a portable speed monitoring system while traveling along the 500 block of Oakland Avenue westbound at a speed of 31 miles per hour. The posted speed limit is 20 miles per hour. The photo enforcement zone, school zone, and speed limit signs are posted along the 500 block of Oakland Avenue westbound. Calibration tests were conducted at the beginning and at the end of the unit's operational period to ensure the unit was functioning properly, and it was, Your Honor. The self-test verification and annual calibration certificates are present in court today. All these events occurred in the town of Oakland.
All right, thank you, officer. And Ms. Phillips, did you have any questions for the officer?
No, Your Honor.
All right, do you have any testimony or evidence that you'd like to present?
No, not at this time.
All right, so I'll receive the town's exhibits and evidence consisting of the photographic images taken from the enforcement cameras, and based on that evidence and the testimony, I'll find that the greater weight of the evidence does support the violation charged in the citation, which I'll uphold, along with the $100 fine that it carries. So for petitioner Noreen Elizabeth Phillips, we do have 3 citations that I've upheld, the ones that end in numbers 415, 421, and 443 respectively. I reserved on the cost because I wanted to see which ones might be upheld and if any might not be. We do have 3 that have been upheld here. The costs to be assessed are up to $50. I'm going to adjust that in each of these because we do have multiple cases here and we have one petitioner, and there is some efficiency in having the petitioner here for one hearing to take care of all of them. So I'm going to reduce the cost amount in each citation to $25 from $50, so that the total cost burden would be $75 between the 3 citations instead of 150, since there are multiple cases here that we've heard at once. So on each of those 3 citations that have been upheld, we'll reduce the municipal cost to $25. Does the town have anything else on any of these cases for Ms. Phillips?
No, sir.
Ms. Phillips, do you have any questions or anything else?
No.
All right. Thanks for coming in. Then you're free to go.
Your Honor, the next petitioner, Ali Rizilab, sorry, I'm mispronouncing that, is not present. His daughter is present, Isabella Rizilab. Can you please come up?
Good afternoon. Can you hear me?
Yes.
All right. And you're here on behalf of your father?
The car is registered to my dad's name, but yeah, I was the one like driving.
Okay. All right. There hasn't been any transfer of liability, so your father's registered owner would be liable for the citation, but you're here to give testimony about what happened?
I'm sorry, what was that?
You're here to give testimony about what happened. I don't see an indication that liability was transferred from the registered owner, your dad, to you.
Um, I'm,
You were
I'm,
driving.
yes, yeah.
All right. All right. Let me hear from the town first, and then we'll come back to you, Ms. Isabella.
Yes, sir. On Wednesday, November 5th, 2025, at approximately 1:45 p.m., a Toyota bearing Florida registration Z11HUX registered to Ali Ruz. I can't. Ruza Talib. Ruzi Talib. Thank you. Sorry. Was photographed by a portable speed monitoring system while traveling along the 400 block of Oakland Avenue eastbound at a speed of 33 miles per hour. The posted speed limit is 20 miles per hour. The photo enforcement school zone and speed limit signs are posted along the 400 block of Oakland Avenue eastbound. Calibration tests conducted at the beginning and at the end of the unit's operational period to ensure the unit was functioning properly, and it was, Your Honor. The self-test verification and annual calibration certificates are present in court today. All the events happened in the town of Oakland.
All right, thank you, Officer. Ms. Isabella, do you have any questions for the officer?
Yes, I was just, a little unclear because the citation said it was at 1:45, and I wasn't sure. I didn't think that that was within the posted school period.
All right, well, let me ask, what do you have, I'll ask that question just a minute. Ms. Isabella, do you have any testimony as to what you think the posted speed limit was or what the timeframes were?
I believe I don't have the exact time like memorized, but I think it was like 2:30 in the afternoon at least. 2:30 to like 3 something. I'm not sure exactly. Um, but at that time I was driving. There wasn't any, traffic or anything or lights flashing indicating. Uh, it was during the school zone, so.
All right, let me ask the town to clarify the record if possible as to what the signage said on November the 5th at approximately 1:45 p.m. in terms of the timeframes for enforcing the 20 mile per hour speed limit.
Yes, sir. That time would have been 1:30 to 2:30, sir.
All right, and so this case doesn't have the old versus new signage issue that we heard in the previous case?
Actually, it does, sir. It falls into that, but this case falls into that time frame from 1:30 to 2:30.
Oh, in other words, the old signage had that 1:30 to 2:30 time frame.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And remind me, does the current signage have a different time frame?
Yes, sir. The new signage does.
Tell me what the new sign again is.
The new sign would have been 2:30 to 3:30, sir. This is
Oh.
also a half day. It's on a Wednesday, so it would have been 1:30 to 2:30.
Okay. All right. So the town's testimony is that the signage in place on November the 5th, 2025 indicated that a 20 mile per hour speed limit was being enforced between 1:30 and 2:30 p.m., just so I'm clear on that.
Yes, sir.
All right. Okay, very good. Ms. Isabella, did you have any other questions for the officer or any other testimony that you would like to present?
No, sir.
All right. All right, well, I'll receive the town's exhibits and evidence of the photographic images taken from the enforcement cameras, including photograph number two, which gives us the date and the time, the speed being traveled, and other particulars. There's been some dispute in the evidence or testimony concerning the signage and whether the sign indicated that a 20-mile-per-hour speed limit was enforced at 1:45 p.m. Based on the greater weight of the evidence, I'll find that the persuasive evidence supports the notice of violation. So I'll uphold that along with the $100 fine that it carries, and I'll assess cost in the amount of $50 for today's proceeding. Does the town have anything else that it needs on this one?
No, sir.
Miss Isabella, do you have any questions?
No, sir.
Thank you for coming in. You're free to go.
Thank you.
Okay, next up is Thomas Rutherfield.
Good afternoon. Can you hear me?
Sure.
And just so I'm clear, last name is Rutherfield, not,
Rutherford.
it's Rutherford. That's right. All right, Mr. Rutherford, let me hear from the town, and then we'll come back to you. Officer, if you get us started, please.
On Monday, December 15th, 2025, at approximately 2:32 p.m., a Jeep bearing Florida tag T0MNDEB registered to Thomas Houston Rutherford was photographed by a portable speed monitoring system while traveling along the 500 block of Oakland Avenue westbound at a speed of 31 miles per hour. The posted speed limit is 20 miles per hour. The photo enforcement, school zone, and speed limit signs are posted along the 500 block of Oakland Avenue westbound. Calibration tests were conducted at the beginning and at the end of the unit's operational period to ensure the unit was functioning properly. And it was, Your Honor. The self-test verification and annual calibration certificates are present in court today. All these events occur in the town of Oakland.
All right, thank you, officer, and I'll receive in evidence those photographic images taken from the enforcement cameras. And Mr. Rutherford, do you have any questions for the officer?
No.
No?
I do have something to say.
Yeah, I know. Do you have any no questions?
No, sir.
All right, go ahead then. If you have any testimony or evidence you'd like to present.
I do not at all dispute that I was there. that it
Could
was-
I ask you to, Mr. Rutherford, if you could just speak up a little bit? I'm having a hard time hearing you. Kind of speak into the
Okay.
mic.
Yes, sir. I don't dispute that I was there that day or that time, or that I was going 31 miles an hour, or that it was in the school zone. What I do dispute is that the light was flashing, that Mr. McMillan, who was here earlier, was there on the same day. I was there a little bit sooner than he was, and I'm saying the light wasn't flashing. I travel that road twice a day on the way to and from work every day. There's two school zones. There's that one at Oakland Avenue Charter School and at Tildenville School. And I watch out for the flashing lights. And when they're flashing, I go under 20 miles an hour. So I don't dispute any of this that is in here, but the light was not flashing. And nothing in the video evidence shows that it was. And the signs start out saying the posted speed limit is 35. And then it says there's photo enforced from the time in the morning that the officer has cited till the afternoon. And then it says the speed limit is 20 when lights are flashing. Those are the three signs that are right there in a row. And where are the signs that say what time that it's being enforced?
This is like
It says speed limit photo enforced 7:30 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. except Wednesdays when the other time. It doesn't say what times that the speed limit drops. It says that's the times they're being enforced. It doesn't list what time the speed limit drops. And I don't even dispute that the light was supposed to be flashing at 2:30 in the afternoon. I'm sure it is supposed to be, and often it is, but that day it wasn't.
Well,
And
I
have
thought,
evidence that sometimes the system doesn't work.
all right. Well, what does I guess my understanding from the prior case was that the signage did indicate that the speed limit was 20 miles an hour from
Show me that, please.
2:30 to 3:30. I thought that's what it said.
Show me where it says that the speed limit is 20 and what times the speed limit is 20. And where are those signs? So those signs are on the side street, not on Oakland Avenue.
Yes, sir.
I was not on a side street. I was on Oakland Avenue. There's no way I could have seen that sign.
Sir, but it's in the 7th.
It says speed limit is photo enforced. It doesn't say the speed limit is 20 between those hours.
Yeah, well, the light is.
If the light is flashing, it says speed limit enforced when the light is flashing. The light was not flashing that day. I'm not disputing that it's not supposed to be flashing, but that day it wasn't. And Mr. McMillan said the same thing. The same day, he came through the same piece of road a few minutes after I did. And I have evidence that sometimes the system doesn't work.
What evidence is that?
That is a letter from the Oakland Police Department to my daughter, who got a similar ticket on September the 29th, 2025, that she was going 32 miles an hour at 3:44 p.m. on the same block in the same exact place. It's the same exact pictures, still pictures, except it's her vehicle and not mine. And she got a letter that is not dated, but it says, "Dear sir or madam, please accept this notice as a formal retraction of," and it says her citation number, "that was issued to Rutherford Sarah Stoney on 10/22/25 for alleged speeding in a school zone. During our standard quality assurance process, the citation required additional investigation and review of the circumstances surrounding the incident, where it was determined that the citation was issued in error. We deeply apologize for any inconvenience or distress this may have caused. If payment is already received for the citation, it will be refunded. Thank you for your understanding and cooperation in this matter. Sincerely, the Oakland Police Department." So sometimes the system doesn't work, and I allege that the light was not flashing that day.
Well, I don't think that
And
letter
that the
says the
sign
light
that's on
would.
Oakland Avenue does not indicate what times the speed limit drops.
Yeah, I'm not sure that letter says that the beacons weren't, the lights weren't flashing, but let me clarify a couple of things. First of all, with respect to the flashing lights, does the town have any evidence that the lights were flashing?
I have the school calendar here, sir. There was nothing on that day, sir, so the lights would be flashing at that time.
I agree the lights should have been flashing. I allege that they were not flashing, because if they were, I would have slowed down, just like I do at Tildenville, just like I do every day when I go to work and from work.
Okay, well, I understand your testimony is that they weren't. The town's testimony is that they were. I'm asking, is there any kind of documentary evidence that wouldn't be in the self-check for the cameras? Is there any other recorded data that would tend to show that the lights were flashing?
Like I said, we have a computer program that it comes on and off by the computer program. That it comes on every day that school's in session.
Does that maintain is there some kind of a record of that's maintained?
I believe that computer isn't here. That could show that.
It's not here. Okay. Well, regarding the signage, it was my understanding from the last case, and maybe I was misunderstanding this, that there is a sign, or there are signs posted showing the 20-mile-per-hour speed limit during this 2:30 to 3:30 time frame. This petitioner says those signs aren't on the road he was traveling. Is it possible for someone to travel as he claims he did without seeing those signs? I'm not familiar with the area.
No, sir. It's hold on a second. I just missed.
Signs you showed me were on the side street, not on Oakland Avenue.
Yes, sir. But it still shows that the posted from 7:30 to 3:30, sir.
That is photo enforced. It doesn't say that the speed limit drops.
But it also but it also has the flashing light
Yes,
for the speed limit.
but if the light's not flashing, then then the speed limit doesn't drop to 20, according to the sign.
We don't have documentation also. The system doesn't capture the lights flashing. So the enforcement time that is shown is the entire enforcement time.
Right. I mean, I understand it's enforced during that entire time by the cameras. The petitioner's point is that the signs aren't telling him, allegedly aren't telling him that the speed limit was 20 miles per hour at that time. That the only way he would know that is if the lights were flashing. And then that would be the signal that it was 20 miles per hour. I don't think that you need to have those lights flashing if the signs tell you that the time, excuse me, the
Right.
time's 20 miles per hour, but if you don't have that, that could be a problem. Is the signage that tells the time frame that 20 miles per hour is enforced, is that something that he could have driven that's not on the road he was traveling? That's what he's saying. And I don't know if that's true or not.
The time signs that specifically say 20 miles an hour and list the specific times at which those are enforcing are on the side streets. And the reason they're on the side streets are because the side streets don't have the actual flashers.
Legitimate.
Don't have the flashers?
Yeah.
All right. And we don't, Mr. Rutherford is testifying from personal knowledge. I mean, he says that the light wasn't flashing when he drove past. Officer, are you able to testify from personal knowledge that the light was flashing? Yeah, did you see it flashing that day? I don't have any.
I can't
Uh,
recall on December 15th, 2025, sir.
All right. And just so I'm clear then, officer, is it the signage on that's gives the time frame when the 20 mile per hour speed limit is enforced that are on the side street? Those are in a location that the motorist, if he's traveling on Oakland, would drive past without seeing?
No, sir.
He can see them?
No, he couldn't see him, sir.
He couldn't see them. All right. All right, Mr. Rutherford. Well, on this one, then I'll find that the preponderance of the evidence, or rather, that the evidence is insufficient to meet the greater weight standard, given the dispute about whether the lights were flashing. Mr. Rutherford testifies that they weren't, based on personal knowledge. I don't have any comparable testimony from a witness with personal knowledge, and I don't have a record backing that up. Such a record might exist in the computer somewhere, but apparently it's not here today. So, Mr. Rutherford, I'll accept your testimony on that point. Apparently it's possible to drive past on Oakland Avenue without seeing the side street signs, which I failed to appreciate earlier. So, I will go ahead then and dismiss this citation on that basis. And Mr. Rutherford, you're free to go.
Thank you. I suggest that you put the video, that there be flashing lights on the back sides of these things so that the video shows whether the light is flashing or not.
Well, that might be a good idea, but thanks for coming in.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, our next petitioner is Francesco Scala with numbers ending in 789 and 838. Is Mr. Scala present? Your Honor, he is not present.
All right. Do we have one second. Do we have Mr. Tarrant, Brandon Tarrant?
Yes, he is present.
Why don't we go ahead and take his case then, and then circle back to Mr. Scala.
Okay, thank you.
Good afternoon, Mr. Tarrant. Can you hear me?
I can hear you fine.
Very good. All right, let me hear from the town first. Officer, if you get us started, please.
Yes, sir. On Monday, March 23rd, 2026, at approximately 2:34 p.m., a Honda bearing Florida registration 26CAHK registered to Brandon Michael Tarrant was photographed by a portable speed monitoring system while traveling along the 500 block of Oakland westbound at a speed of 34 miles per hour. The posted speed limit is 20 miles per hour. The photo enforcement school zone and speed limit signs are posted along the 500 block of Oakland Avenue westbound. Calibration tests were conducted at the beginning and at the end of the unit's operational period to ensure the unit was functioning properly and it was, Your Honor. The self-test verification and annual calibration certificates are present in court today, Your Honor. All these events occurred in the town of Oakland.
All right, thank you, Officer. I'll receive the town's exhibits and evidence consisting of the photographic images taken from the speed zone enforcement cameras. Mr. Tarrant, do you have any questions for the officer?
I do not.
Do you have any evidence or testimony that you would like to give?
I have testimony, but no evidence.
All right, we'll go ahead.
First, I looked up, it was supposed to be, when I looked it up, it said that school was not in session at Oakland Avenue Charter School on March 23rd. And the flashing light was not flashing when I went by there. I have a Class A CDL and children and would not go fast through a flashing school zone. I've driven that road for many years.
You're saying, first of all, that school was not in session on 3/23?
According to Google, it was not.
On our calendar it said students return, begin fourth period, beginning marketing fourth period.
Your indication is that they came back sometime that day?
The light wasn't flashing.
Hold on a second, sir. If you give me a second, I can. Yeah, I know. That's what I'm looking at now. Give me 1 second, Your Honor.
All right.
What was the date, March? Sir, I have proof, and the SRO was in the courtroom today. She applied that she checked the cameras at 7:39 a.m. Both school zone lights are flashing, and she checked it again at 2:39 p.m. and both school light zones are flashing.
Did you say she's here?
At 2:34, they were not. I know that.
Did you say she's here?
Yes, sir. She's in the courtroom right now.
Well, let's go ahead and, if she can testify to that effect, let's go ahead and bring her up.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Officer Samaria Lake.
Good afternoon. You're a little bit off camera for me. Can you maybe scoot over closer to the petitioner, if possible? Thank you. There we go.
Sorry, Your Honor.
All right. Let me get you sworn in first. Would you raise your right hand, please? Do you swear or affirm the testimony you'll give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Would you state your name, please?
Samaria Lake.
All right, Officer Lake, and why don't you go ahead and tell us what you know about the cameras on this date?
All right, sir. So my job is the school resource officer here at the Oakland Avenue Charter School. And before and after dismissal, Before arrival and after dismissal, I checked the cameras and I document it in the CAD system.
All right. And on the date in question, this would be March the 23rd, 2026. Do you have testimony about the camera's operation, or excuse me, the flashing light operation on those days?
Yes, sir. They were flashing and I documented it in the CAD system.
All right. So that would include in the afternoon, your testimony?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Very good. Mr. Tarrant, do you have any questions for Officer Lake?
I do. What time do they start flashing in the afternoon? So, yeah, that was a Monday. Okay. I have no evidence proving that they weren't flashing.
I'm sorry, you have to speak up.
I have no evidence saying that they weren't flashing, just my memory, so.
Oh, okay. All right. Anything else, Mr. Tarrant?
No.
Does town have anything else?
No, sir.
All right. Well, based on the photographic imagery received in evidence from the enforcement zone cameras, as well as the testimony that I've heard, including Officer Lake's testimony about the operation of the flashing lights, which I'll credit, I'll find the greater weight of the evidence does support the violations stated in the notice of violation in this case. So I will uphold it along with the $100 fine that it carries. We'll also impose municipal costs of $50 for today's proceedings. Does the town need anything else on this case?
No, sir.
Do you have any questions, Mr. Tarrant?
I do not.
Thanks for coming in, then you are free to go. Thank you, Officer Lake. Appreciate that. All right.
So we will go back to the last one, Francesco Scala, number 789 and 833, is still not present.
All right. So the record reflects that Mr. Scala is not present after receiving notice and an opportunity to be heard. And having requested the hearing, we will go ahead and hear these two cases at this time. And Officer, if you'd get us started, please.
Yes, sir. 1 second, sir. On Monday, February 23rd, 2026, at approximately 9:58 a.m., a Mercedes bearing Florida registration NHJQ45 registered to Scala Francisco was photographed by a portable speed monitoring system while traveling along the 400 block of Oakland Avenue eastbound at a speed of 46 miles per hour. At the posted speed limit is 35 miles per hour. The photo enforcement school zone and speed limit signs are posted along the 400 block of Oakland Avenue eastbound. Calibration tests were conducted in the beginning and the end of the unit's operational period to ensure the unit was functioning properly and was, Your Honor. The self-verification and annual calibration certificates are present in court today, Your Honor. All these events occurred in the town of Oakland.
All right. Thank you. Officer, I'll receive the town's exhibits and evidence, the photographic images and video taken from the speed zone enforcement cameras. Based on that evidence and the testimony we've just heard, I'll find that the greater weight of the evidence does support the charge stated in the notice of violation. So I'll uphold that citation along with the $100 fine that it carries and assess $50 in municipal costs for today's proceeding. And so we've got one more from Mr. Scala.
Yes, sir. On Thursday, March 5th, 2026, at approximately 7:45 a.m., a GMC bearing a Florida registration of HKB-A29 registered to Francisco Scala was photographed by a portable speed monitoring system while traveling along the 400 block of Oakland Avenue eastbound at a speed of 37 miles per hour. The posted speed limit sign is 20 miles per hour. The photo enforcement school zone and speed limit signs are posted along the 400 block of Oakland Avenue eastbound. Calibration tests were conducted at the beginning and at the end of the unit's operational period to ensure the unit was functioning properly, and it was, Your Honor. The self-verification and annual calibration certificates are present in court today. All of these events occurred in the town of Oakland.
All right, thank you, Officer. I'll receive in evidence the photographic and video images that obtained from the speed zone enforcement cameras. Based on that evidence and the testimony that I've heard, I'll find that the greater weight of the evidence does support the charge stated in the notice of violations. That I will therefore uphold that citation along with the $100 fine that it carries and assess costs in the amount of $50 for today's proceeding. Does the town need anything else on this one?
No, Your Honor, I have no.
All right. And do we have any further business on today's agenda?
No, sir, I believe that's it.
Very good. Does, in terms of the orders going out, is there something that I need to look at, review and sign, or do you issue them? I wasn't able to adjudicate them online here. I mean, I have
Not
notes
that
about.
I'm aware of, sir.
Okay, just let me know how you want the orders to go out, or if you need me to do something.
Okay, can you tell him?
We have, based on your rulings today, we would have to adjudicate the tickets in our system. But I think we take care of that on
Okay.
our end, yeah.
Okay.
So, not on our end. We just need to document what your rulings were. And then the one person, Miss Phillips, and you reduced her her ticket, right? For all four of them, correct?
Well, for three, one was
One was
dismissed.
dismissed.
Three were upheld, and I reduced the cost to 25 on each of them, so I reduced that.
Yeah, so we'll take that information and we'll work together to get that reduced so it reflects on her citation when she logs into her account or when she logs into our payment portal.
Okay, so I don't need to do anything else then on the adjudication side. That all gets taken care of on your end.
Yes, that's correct.
Very good. All right. There being no other business, and we're adjourned. I will see you next time. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.